Hi guys, welcome to Financial Friday. I'm Daphne and today we're going to be talking about budgeting using really cute notebooks. I actually got this request a while ago on my personal finance Instagram account, which is actually how I got to create this YouTube channel in the first place. But it was basically a request about what's in this budget notebook. Okay, so I would just like to say that budgeting using bullet journaling doesn't really work for everyone. Um, I did this back in 2017. Back then, I was still at university and I was still new to uh, personal finance and budgeting and all that. At first, I didn't use a notebook, I used an app called Monify. And it's a really simple, straightforward app where you just track your expenses, and actually only use that just to track my living expenses, so I didn't track my rent and all that. But in 2017 I wanted to step up a notch, and I started keeping track of everything, not only my living expenses but also how much I was willing to save every month in this little notebook. Anyway, before this video gets too long, let me show you what's in this little budget notebook. Hi guys, and welcome to my desk. So these are the notebooks that I use to track my expenses and just budget in general back in 2017. I actually got these notebooks from Mosuri, which is a Malaysian company which makes cute notebooks and diaries and stuff. And I really like them in particular because the paper is blank and I really love the quality. On the first page, you get a really cute title, name kind of thing for my notebook. I called it Mint because I actually really wanted to get the Mint app, which I think a lot of people use in the US, but I think it's not compatible with Malaysian accounts or something. I remember I couldn't really use it to its full potential, so that's why it's in a minty color, and that's why I called it Mint. So anyway, I first started by just summarizing what I had back in 2016. So as I said before, I used to note down my expenses on Monify app, and well, I still did that in 2017 while doing this as well, but I transferred all the numbers in here just like as a recap kind of thing, and then I jumped straight right into 2017 where I started with a saving goal. Oh, and by the way, it's not US dollars, it's actually Malaysian ringgit, but I just felt it would be fancier if I just used the dollar sign. Anyways, I always start with like a summary of what I already have, and then as the days go by, so you see I write the date every time, and every day, every night, I look back at my Monify app, or if I didn't have time to record it in the Monify app, I just do that when I get home and also put it in here. So what I really like about the fact that I get to write down every expense that I make is because it kind of holds you accountable for like what you spend, and it does make you think about whether it was worth it or not, and those kinds of things. It makes you think a lot about how you use your money in your day-to-day, and I think that's really important, especially if you're starting out. So I color-coded the process, and as you can see, expenses and the date, well, expenses and the date are in black pen, and income and whatever money came into my account was in blue. I kept it really simple. It's just whatever I had, I didn't go and buy fancy colored pens just for that. I mean, the whole point of this is to budget, not to spend even more money. And the funny thing about this kind of color coding, like keeping it to 2 colors, was that I was kind of really happy whenever I got the opportunity to use the blue pen. It somehow had this association with getting money. So then, unconsciously, as I was tracking down my expenses, I really tried to find ways to increase my income just so I could write in blue. Because, I mean, you can see that the blue kind of pops up a bit more. I remember there were days that I didn't spend anything, that I would just write none in blue, and that was so satisfying. So at every start of a month, I would usually just input whatever budget I wanted to set, if there was any budget I wanted to set, like I wanted my food budget per week to be 100 ringgit or something like that. And on the day I'd get my allowance, I would also do a little breakdown. Usually as soon as I get my monthly allowance, I pay my rent and I transfer whatever savings goal I have on that month to my savings accounts, to my emergency fund. And I do that immediately, and I write it all in blue, which is awesome. I think that writing down your goals or your intended expenses, what you put in savings and all that, every once in a while, whether it's every month or every week, really does help. Like, it's such a repetitive process, but it gets you into that budgeting mood, that it does motivate you to work on your finances. Seriously, I just kept it simple, so I continued it here until graduation actually. But yeah, it's so simple. Only 2 pens, bullet design, super straightforward. Hey, so we're back. I hope you enjoyed that little sneak peek into my 2017 budget notebook. I don't use notebooks anymore, unfortunately, because I've actually switched to another money management app called Wallet, and this one is a bit more detailed than the Moneyfy one. But basically, that's the whole thing about budgeting, is that your method of tracking down your expenses or managing your money will change with time. Just enjoy this personal finance journey. There's no right or wrong way to do things. The important thing is to take control of your money and do what you want with it. I will put every app and item I mentioned in the description box below, as well as where to find me on Instagram and on my blog. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button and to subscribe. And I'll see you next Friday.